Welcome back. We will now proceed to Module 3. We will review the concept of personal management. This module will deal with techniques to save time, how to combat procrastination, managing conflict, managing change, managing stress, assertiveness in the workplace and dress code. We will also be working with teamwork and the importance thereof. The ability to manage time isn't possible, but your relationship to time can be. The following techniques are always that will save you time: planning, goal setting, and effective communication, prioritizing, delegating, dealing with interruptions, and stop procrastinating. Now, these are techniques that will save you time. On the other hand, the following instances will no doubt waste your valuable time: distractions from clients and colleagues with unnecessary queries, switchboard directing incorrect calls, tasks not being prioritized correctly, unnecessary, unimportant tasks, poor knowledge of your job, and employees not having proper job descriptions. Since procrastination is such a time waster, I'm going to give you a few tips to deal with your procrastination. Just get started. Do not most unpleasant tasks first. Break the tasks into smaller tasks. Remove any distractions. Set deadlines for yourself. Delegate certain tasks if appropriate, and make your workspace convenient. To become better at time management, you must consciously practice your time management techniques in all aspects of your life. Prioritize your tasks. Determine what is and isn't urgent, as well as what is and isn't important. For example, emergencies and deadlines are urgent and important. They must be done now. But surfing the internet or socializing at work is neither urgent nor important, and you must learn to resist and cease the activities. Stick to high priority jobs. Complete tasks before leaving the office. Don't leave to tomorrow what you can do today. Always remember, even though you feel it is best to leave a task for tomorrow, there are going to be more tasks for you to complete tomorrow. So you can just create more work for yourself. Do one job at a time. Don't let yourself become distracted by additional tasks. Stay focused. If you continually become distracted while working on a task, it will not only take you longer to complete, wasting time, but the chances are that you will make mistakes in your work. In summary, do your best to do the following in the firm or place of work. Create to-do lists. These help you keep on top of your workflow, as well as providing you with a record of what tasks you still need to complete for the day, or which you might need to go back to before leaving for the day. Planning and scheduling time is important. It is even useful to plan and schedule interruptions, even if they aren't always expected. By allocating time for these issues, your workflow will not be as adversely affected, as you will still have time to complete your important tasks. Identify both your good and bad time management habits. Where do you manage your time well, and where do you manage it poorly? Identify these points can be an extremely positive start to your newfound time management strategy. At the end of the day, managing your time effectively means retaining control wherever possible. Control over how we use our time, control over interruptions from others, control over how we deal with time-wasting activities. Managing conflict. We can now discuss the management of conflict, as well as conflict, openness, and trust. Conflict is an expression of differences of opinion, expression of energy and deeply felt convictions where people are not afraid to state their reservations openly. Most of you will have had to deal with conflict at some point or another in your lives, be it at school, with family, or in work situations. Most organizations expect staff to manage their anger and disputes in a professional manner. Remember, physical violence and verbal abuse will not be tolerated in any company today. Although conflict is often seen in a negative light, conflict is the sense of contrast of ideas is not undesirable. Only through expression of differences can good problem solving take place. Conflict can lead to clarification progress or even the establishment of a way forward. Openness and trust can create a climate of mutual support and cooperation, encouraging all staff to participate and contribute to the best of their abilities. There are various sources of conflict in the workplace. Some of these include inaccurate or incomplete information conveyed. If a message hasn't been relayed correctly and certain colleagues have interpreted the information negatively, this could lead to conflict. Inappropriate or seemingly incompatible goals. For example, you might be given a daily, weekly or monthly target to achieve, but much of your targets hinges on the performance of one of your colleagues, who is clearly not pulling his weight. You can't achieve your target because of him, and this will no doubt result in conflict. Ineffective and unacceptable methods in the workplace can also result in conflict. Antagonistic or other negative feelings will eventually result in a conflict situation. A disagreement, when it surfaces, may have a long history. Leftover resentments from previous mismanagement conflicts tends to linger. People who have been demeaned or feel betrayed may act in punishing ways to even the score. When a disagreement stems from old wounds, it may be difficult to diagnose because of its rarely acknowledgement, and often masquerades as a personality clash. A few points to remember when attempting to resolve conflict and disagreements are as follows. Preserve dignity and self-respect of all those involved. Listen with empathy. Don't expect to change other people's style of behavior, and express your independent perspective. Finally, steps to consider when resolving conflict. Confront the opposing person or team. Jointly define what the actual conflict is. Determine and establish who is affected by the conflict. Communicate any potential changes in feelings. Communicate your intention to cooperate. Listen to the other person's perspective. And last but not least, reach an agreement.
Listen, John, I need to talk to you.
I'm very busy. What's up, mate?
Listen, I'm not your mate, and I'm really hacked off. I mean, you took that account from me for the Gardena work.
Whoa. That account was up for anybody, First come, first serve. I work hard as well.
No, just hang on a minute. I've been working nights to get that account put together, and you just went and you stole it from me.
But you have so many accounts already. This is only my second big account. What must I do? I need to get some action as well.
No, my friend, you just don't go and steal somebody else's work. I put a lot of effort into that, John.
Look, get off your high horse. I tell you what, No, seriously. We all put in as much time as each other into these things. That was free for anyone, And I went in a little bit harder.
Great.
That's it.
Just fantastic.
No.
I mean, I can't believe you've done this to me.
Look, I'm busy. Look at all this. Look at all this. Seriously, this is the work I've been putting in.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do? What do you suggest?
Maybe we work together. Can we not put our heads together?
Are you serious? Like you'd share?
Of course, I think you're amazing. I think you do excellent work, and I could learn a lot from you in the process. I mean, think about it. If we both work together, we could actually produce something quite amazing. The other guys have been doing that as well. We could work together. What do you say?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think
we work for the same company after all. Come, let's be honest.
Yeah, okay. That is.
It's going to take us half the amount of time as well. Come on, we can do this. I'll be happy to work with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's give it a bash. Okay. Cool.
Awesome, Missy.
Thanks.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to finish this off. We get together. We'll sit around the boardroom table and plan it out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Catch up with you later.
You're awesome.
Cheers.
Managing change. With the incredibly fast pace of the world at the moment, as well as the technological advances, we have all been subjected to some or other form of change. A large constitute of change in your workplace could be the restructure within your firm. The first step to embracing change is to accept that change is a normal part of life, both at home and at work. You could be faced with retrenchment, staff resignations, death of a colleague, or restructure of the company, and it is your ability to deal with these situations that will determine how well you accept change. As with all scenarios that you will be faced with in your workplace, there are techniques for improving your ability to manage change. Be aware of the volume of change in your life. If you are constantly surrounded by change, the fact that you are aware of it will ease the transition and acceptance thereof. You will find yourself better prepared for nasty surprises. Find out about imposed changes as early as possible. Time is the key here. By giving yourself some more time to manage the change, you are less likely to fall victim to stress. Recognize and deal with negative responses. Adopt a positive attitude to change. Anything can be done if you set your mind to it, and a positive attitude is an integral part of the process. Take a flexible approach to change. If you are too set in your ways and unwilling to budge, you will find change even more difficult to deal with. Be confident about your ability to cope, in much the same way that a positive attitude will help you with change. So will confidence in your own abilities. If you believe you can handle change effectively, you will. Find a source of emotional support, being a friend, relative, or a colleague whom you can trust and share your thoughts with. Look after yourself. It is far easier to deal with change when you are healthy and on top of your game. Finally, get involved in planning changes. The more involved you are in the planning of the changes, the less surprised you will be when the changes take effect. And you will also have given yourself more time to prepare for the change. Once you have mastered the art of accepting change, the next step is to learn to cope with change. If we break it up, there are 6 stages of coping with change. These are the initial shock, denial of change, inability to cope, acceptance of change, experimentation, and consolidation. Now, how would one overcome the resistance to change? For many people, change can be a total turn-off. People tend to resist change for fear of failure, inconvenience, expense, and so on. If people are directly involved in the change process and they feel ownership, they are less likely to resist change. Involving staff in the planning, implementation, and evaluation stages of change will help staff to not resist change. Do everything you can to gain the support of the staff, and their opinions will help assist in the change process. Allow the staff to see the benefits of the change. This will reduce the threatening aspects of change. And finally, identify the reasons for change. In summary, Mahatma Gandhi said, "We must be the change we wish to see in the world." Leadership by example is the most influential ways to change others. To build the commitment of people towards change requires real involvement and two-way communication, allowing open discussions, clarifications, feedback and suggestions is the way towards gaining acceptance of change. Commitment towards change is more sustainable if we get people to want to change rather than force people to change. Change should be viewed as a process of growth, innovation and improvement. For change to be meaningful, it must be positive, productive, and must be beneficial to the staff and the business. Change must allow staff to develop new skills, whilst gaining useful experience and knowledge, which will allow them to increase their value and credibility to the business. Well, that's it for management of change. But another important topic for discussion is the management of stress. Learning how to identify stress is the first step towards managing it effectively. Characteristics to look out for include the following. Physical stress symptoms of physical stress includes headache and exhaustion. Emotional stress, these symptoms can include depression or anxiety. Mental stress, which can include the decreased ability to concentrate. And behavioral stress, symptoms of this stress can include withdrawal, becoming antisocial, irritated, and so on. Now that I've taken you through a few of the warning signs of stress, I'm going to provide you with strategies to remove or reduce the sources of stress. Begin by changing your own perceptions and behavior. Change the situation itself. Increase your ability to cope by making yourself more stress-proof generally. And remove the source of stress. Assertiveness. Just what exactly do I mean by the term assertiveness? It is neither avoiding conflict nor dominating a relationship. It is the process of communicating your feelings in a clear and honest manner without offending others. Assertiveness lies between people who are too passive and those who are too aggressive. In essence, it is the best of both worlds. The main differences between these behaviors are as follows. Aggressive behavior seeks to satisfy personal goals and needs at the expense of other people. Passive behavior allows other people to pursue their goals and needs at the expense of your goals and needs. Assertive behavior, on the other hand, recognizes the importance of personal goals and needs, as well as the needs of other people. How do I go about achieving assertiveness in the workplace? Let's discuss a few techniques which you can go away and practice. Think and talk about yourself in a positive way. Appreciate yourself, because if you don't, why would anyone else? Try saying something positive about yourself during a conversation with other people, but without trying to turn the conversation into one completely about you. Feel comfortable giving sincere compliments to others. Use gestures such as a smile, a nod of your head, or a hug. Start using words like, "Thank you for that," "You did a good job," or even, "You helped me a lot." Accept compliments from others without embarrassment. Thank the person for the compliment. Try smiling and making eye contact. Be courteous, even if you think the person is insincere, and say thank you for the compliment. Express yourself directly and spontaneously. Do not bottle up negative emotions because you cannot suppress them forever. Don't be afraid to talk about your negatives. Know what you want and ask for it. Be specific and not vague in expressing what you want. Make it clear to anyone involved. State honest disagreements with ease. Stick to the issue concerned. When you disagree, state your opinion and give specific reasons for your opinion. Be able to say no. If you feel others are taking advantage of you, say no but be tactful. Remember, they cannot take advantage of you without your permission. Saying yes when you want to say no is dishonest. And finally, always insist on fair treatment. Know your rights. Know your company's policy. Be polite. Get your facts together and discuss the issue in a firm yet polite manner. Be specific, calm, and stick to the point. And respect the rights of another person.
Meredith, come into my office quick.
Hi, sir.
Meredith, this is hard, but I'm going to ask you to forfeit your holiday this year.
Sir, I've booked it. You approved it.
Yes, I did, but I'm going to be taking away. I found an awesome deal on the internet now. Here, I'm about to book it, and I just need you to cover for me whilst I'm gone.
Yeah, I just.
What's the problem? Seriously.
I've paid for my holiday, and I just don't think I can get a refund. And you approved it.
Look, I tell you what, most of those programs you can shift 6 months or 8 months. We can look at it later on. You just shift it 9 months. I really want you to cover me for this whilst I'm away. It's important.
I understand, but I've been working with you on this project for 8 months, and I'm exhausted. I haven't had one day off work.
I hear what you're saying, but you're an employee. I really had you earmarked for a fantastic promotion. I know how hard you've been working, and I wouldn't want that to be forfeited by, sort of just giving it a little bit of extra effort,
Sir, I don't mean to be funny, but I have worked so hard, and if there's anyone deserving of that promotion,
yeah, awesome.
It's me.
You've got to learn to play the game. Let's be honest, that's how it comes down.
The game? What game, sir?
Well, the game of life. That's how it works, So come back to me when you've... when you can tell me exactly when you can step in from, but I'm pretty much going away on the 15th. So yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, sir, you know what? You've been very unethical, and I won't be covering for you, and I'm going to be taking my leave, and we'll sort this out at some other time. I've got work to do.
Dress code. Make use of your clothes and the way in which you dress to create an impression. Clothing forms a vital part of non-verbal communication. Business dress shows you to be authoritative or conservative, whereas sloppy dress demonstrates a lack of responsibility and disrespect. Casual clothing represents relaxation. Power dressing is the gaining of ultimate confidence from the outside in through image skills. It involves wearing stylish clothing intended to create and convey the impression of assertiveness and competence. It also emphasizes and develops a signature image, and at a single glance you are being unique and distinctive. There are various benefits to accompanying setting a dress code, and a few of these benefits include: a dress code sets a tone of the company. A legal firm with all the lawyers and administrators wearing suits and formal business dress is viewed as being professional and able to handle court cases. A legal firm with everyone wearing golf shirts and jeans is viewed more as one that conducts most of its business outside of the courtroom, which may be fine if you need a business contract drawn up, but not if you have been arrested for theft or something just as serious. Public perception of your company is one of the main contributing factors to the amount and types of work you will do. A company dress code also goes a long way to restricting distractions. When the dress code is clear, it can reduce distraction caused by the guys trying to look up to that really short skirt and the ladies making catty comments. This might sound a bit silly, but we have all been there. That secretary whose skirt always just covers her bum, or even the guy who seems to dress as though he is still stuck in the 80s. By making use of a dress code, people are more likely to be working or discussing work than chatting about what other co-workers are wearing for work today. Another benefit is that it helps to reduce employee confusion. A clear dress code means they don't have to wonder what to wear or whether something would be appropriate to wear to work. It either meets the dress code requirements or not. All in all, it is very clear to see that a dress code is greatly beneficial for your company. In addition, being polished and professionally dressed will command respect from everyone you encounter. Clothes really do make a man or woman, and the way you dress really is incredibly important. Dress for success and look like a mover and a shaker. The final aspect of personal management will be to discuss teamwork, how to work in a team. Teamwork is an essential requirement in all businesses. Teams are put together to reach specific goals. With the widely accepted principle that 2 or more heads are better than one in any problem-solving or planning situation, teams and teamwork are fast becoming the norm in most organizations. But what is a team? Well, a team is a small number of people with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performance goals, and approach for which they are mutually accountable. The components which makes an effective team include clear objectives and an agreed purpose, appropriate leadership, balanced roles, openness and honesty, support and trust, cooperation in conflict, effective procedures, regular review, good communication, sound relationships, individual and team development and learning. What is the importance of having teams? Without the various work teams within the organization, it is impossible for that organization or a unit within an organization to reach its goals. As we have already seen, the strategy to the organization is translated into the various departmental or unit levels, and from there each team sets goals to reach the departmental or unit goals. Therefore, in order for the organization to reach its goals, each team within the organization must meet its own objectives. Just like the structure of an organization, each team has a specific structure, purpose, role and responsibilities as well. Obviously, one cannot contribute to the success of the department if you don't know what their goals are. There are various roles within a team, and we will go through each of these briefly now, as well as touch on a few of the characteristics of each role. Firstly, roles of a leader include making sure that objectives are clear and agreed upon and that everyone is involved and committed. Bringing team members in by inviting their comments and soliciting their ideas. Clarify the team's objectives. Grasping the nettle by raising issues and problems that the team ought to face or tackle. Listening to team members' opinions and checking that they have been understood. Steering conversations through to consensus decisions by encouraging team members to say what they really think and generally agree on a course of action. In difficult situations where a consensus cannot be reached or where time is tight, they need to lead from the front by deciding what needs to be done. We can now move on to the doer. This role includes urging the team to get on with the task in hand. They are action-orientated, tend to be very concerned with the task, the what, often at the expense of the process, the how. They are impatient with waffle and tend to swing into action without thinking through things carefully or considering an alternative course of action. The thinker. Thinkers are good at producing carefully considered ideas, as well as weighing up and improving ideas from other people. They rarely have the most to say. They tend to be the quietest members in the team. When they do speak, they come up with winning ideas and tend to be listened to. Finally, the carer. Carers are people-orientated. They tend to be alert to relationships within the team and to be good at cheering people up, easing tensions and maintaining harmony. Carers therefore help the leader to counterbalance the doers and the thinkers in the team, who tend to be task and not people-orientated. A high-performing team merges these different roles together so that the strengths of one compensates for the weaknesses of another. This is why a mix of different people is more likely to be synergistic and become a team rather than just a group of individuals. It is the leader's role to facilitate and make sure that the roles are utilized constructively. Finally, remember that it isn't always possible to manage your day exactly the way you want to. You will always have to work within your company's managers, colleagues, and client schedules as well. That brings us to the end of our module on personal management. Please complete the short assessment and on the learning platform now.